Now, Saudi Arabia is being accused of using spyware to target a prominent critic in Britain. Ghanem Al-Dosari is a satirist and YouTube star who's racked up more than 200 million views on his channel, where he regularly criticises the Saudi royal family. Well, Saudi Arabia's embassy in London was notified of a legal claim on Tuesday accusing the kingdom of hacking the comedian's phone and using it to spy on him. It's the latest allegation linked to the NSO Group, the Israeli surveillance company whose products have allegedly been used to target activists and journalists around the world. Well, Khalil Jahshan is the executive director of the research organisation Arab Centre, Washington, D.C., and joins us now on Skype. First of all, what do you make of the allegations in this letter that have been sent to the Saudi embassy in London?
I think the specific allegation you are referring to is not a surprise at all. It's basically the filing of a legal procedure, a letter of claim by the lawyers for Ghanem Almasarir al-Dosari, a well-known dissident, satirist, and critic of the regime in Riyadh, who lives actually under police protection in London, was attacked late last year, on a London street, required him to have police protection since then. This is not an isolated case. I think in recent weeks, we've heard some renewed similar attempts at hacking telephones and spying on other dissidents across the United States, Canada, in Europe, particularly most recently in Norway. And it seems to be a pattern. And unfortunately, the publicity received by the killing of Jamal Khashoggi, who was the victim of such hacking and spying before he was killed and mutilated, doesn't seem to have taught the people in charge of security in Riyadh the right lesson.
Well, you mentioned there seems to be a pattern. Other allegations of this nature have been surfacing in different countries around the world. Do you think the lack of action on cases like the Jamal Khashoggi case have emboldened Saudi Arabia in some way?
No doubt about it. I mean, any expert on the region would tell you that the reaction in Saudi Arabia would have been a lot more serious had there been some actual practical decisions or steps taken, particularly by the United States. I mean, we had an administration here that went out of its way to simply bury this case and not confront the Saudi government, it was joined. It set the example for other countries around the world to do the same. I think that this did not serve the cause of justice or human rights well worldwide.
Well, given the inaction on the Jamal Khashoggi case, what difference do you think this claim will realistically make?
I'm not sure it will make a big difference in terms of the larger picture, but definitely in terms of specific cases, I think people have to defend themselves. I do not blame Ghanem Al-Dosari for doing that in an attempt to kind of protect himself better against such steps and to prevent maybe more ominous and more threatening steps from being directed at him. The same thing with colleagues like Omar Abdulaziz in Canada, Iyad al-Baghdadi most recently in Norway. And there seems to be a common pattern with regards to the origin of that software and the methods being used by the Saudi government, as well as other governments in the region and beyond.
OK, Khalil Jahshan, we'll have to leave it there, but good to get your thoughts. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us on Al Jazeera.